everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark, and as promised, here is the 2023 recap video. Let's talk about the year, let's talk about the highs, the lows, and we're going to talk about what I did to make more sales this year. My number of sales from 2022 to 2023 drastically increased, and the number of listings sold drastically increased. So I'm going to talk about what I did to increase my sales and nearly double them over the course of the year. So if that is something that is interesting to you, definitely keep watching and make sure that you're subscribed so you never miss a future video that I do here on this channel. Okay, so starting right out in January of 2022, that was actually my best month of the year in terms of number of sales, and also that I sold the least amount of listings. So the profits per item was actually the highest. So that was actually pretty interesting to see that I was able to actually sell a lot. I made more than double than I made in a lot of months in January, so that was pretty exciting. And so that was a great way to start the year. It really seems like a lot of the years, January is my top selling month. Just seems like it's a pattern that's repeated itself for a couple years now. So that is definitely interesting and something to note going forward. Now, throughout the year, there was a couple of days where I was able to make over $100 a day. There was actually a couple days where I made way more than that, $200 to $300 to $400 a day. So that was pretty exciting. So for the rest of the early year, things were pretty standard. February was pretty high, March went down a little bit, April went down a little bit, but then something crazy happened in May. So on the first day of May, I was actually able to make close to $500 because I sold a bundle for $400. So that was the biggest bundle I ever sold in terms of amount of items and costs. So I was actually able to sell individual items higher than that in the past, but that is the biggest bundle I ever sold, so that was quite exciting. It was a bundle of like a couple items, so that was pretty crazy, and that was a great way to start the month of May. I wish every month started that way because that was just really exciting. Then we had the summer slowdown that happened that started in June and that carried basically until September. It was very slow, and sales just kind of went down every month from the summer. So that was just quite, sad because I thought things were going to get better and then they didn't. But we made it through the summer, we made it through the slowdown period, and things picked up again in October and November, and then went back down a little bit in December. So one thing that is important to note in this year and why my sales have drastically increased from last year to this year was just because I was listing so much more. So in 2022, I was listing maybe one a day here and there. I really wasn't even that consistent with that. I was putting my closet on vacation hold constantly for different things because I was afraid that if I didn't get my items out same day, that, I would get a lot of bad reviews or something like that. So I was putting my closet on vacation hold. I was listing like one item a day, if that. I was really skipping a lot of days. Wasn't really relisting that much. And if anything, I was relisting maybe one or two items here and there. And in 2023, I made it a thing to relist 5 items a day, list 5 new items a day, and to never at any point put my closet on vacation hold. So those 3 things really made a huge difference, and I was able to more than double my sales and also my number of orders. Number of listings sold was actually so much higher than last year, which is just because I was adding more inventory. So that is like the key, is just add more inventory and you're going to make more sales. The other thing to note is in 2022, I actually sold bigger ticket items overall because I had still a lot of stuff from when I had gotten donations in 2021 and also 2020 from people. And so I was actually able to sell a lot of higher ticket items back then, and I stopped really getting those really high ticket items because I was actually more just going out to the Goodwill and the bins to get my items. So I wasn't really selling these really massive ticket items like I was in 2022. 2022, I was able to actually sell 2 pairs of Fendi shoes for about $450 each, and then I was able to sell a pair of Prada shoes. That was not really in the cards for 2023. I wasn't able to sell big ticket items like that, so that's really why too it does seem like I might have made more in 2022, but it's just simply because the items were higher ticket items back then. And in 2023, I really focused on doing live sales for the days that things were slow. So on those days, I was able to sell $4 items, which doesn't seem like you're gonna make a lot of profits on, but anything that I auction off in a $4 bid is things that I don't pay for. So it really balances out in the end. Anything that I pay for, that I source, I do like, you know, charge a normal rate for. But the things that I have for $4 are generally things that I get as donations, or things from my personal closet, or things like that, or things that are really old that I'm trying to clear. So I was able to clear through a lot of inventory, and basically uploading 300 new pieces every single month with the relisting and the delisting, 10 a day, that basically brought you to 300 a month. So that's a lot for a year. I'm not going to try and do that math right now on the spot, but that is a lot. That is just a lot more listings than I was ever doing before. So that really increased my closet size. And so actually my closet is on the larger size now. I think I started the year with maybe 200 items available to purchase, and now ending the year I basically have about 700 to 800, give or take, you know, with some sales here and there. So really I was able to triple my closet size just because I was adding more every day. So what I plan to do going forward in 2024 is actually increasing the number of listings that I'm doing every day, and also increasing the number of relisted items every day. So I'm going to, instead of doing 5 each day, I'm going to do 10 each day. So that's going to double the number of listings that I'm bringing into my closet. So hopefully that just really goes to double my sales from 2023. And it's also going to be important to note that I'm doing all of this and I'm still going to be sharing my closet throughout the day. I'm still going to be doing everything that I normally would have been doing prior, still using my VA to do everything. And so these things really are going to make a big difference for me, I think. And I'm going to really focus on trying to make as many sales as I can, but also just making a profit on them, because I don't want to just sell things for $4 just to sell things. I'm really going to focus on trying to accept offers if I can this year. I feel like in the past I was kind of leaning on the side of like, oh, what if I just want to make a couple more dollars on a sale? I'll just counter. And really in the end, if I make an extra dollar or so, like, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. It's not really worth the counter. So if I get a good enough offer that I think is reasonable and I'm still gonna make a profit on the item, I will definitely just accept it going forward. So yeah, so we had some really, really high moments this year. We also had some really, really low moments this year. I really felt like at some point during the year, I was really losing motivation because things had gotten really, really slow. But one thing is for sure, and one thing is very consistent, and this is important to note, that I never went more than 2 days in a given month this year without making a sale. So that just goes to show that relisting, listing, and sharing every single day really do bring in those consistent sales. You're gonna have days here and there where you don't make sales, and that is totally okay, but your sales will still be consistent around those days, and you're always going to have a day here and there that you don't have anything coming in. Most months I averaged maybe 2 or 3 days without a sale in that month, and so really it really shows that listing and relisting and sharing, all of that is so important to do each day. So let's see how 2024 is. I'm excited to see how it is. And going forward, 2023 was my best year yet on Poshmark, and I really only started really picking things up in 2022 on Poshmark, so I don't have much to compare it to, but I am excited to see that any changes that I have been making are really helping me and really, you know, showing in the business. So let me know down below how 2023 was for you in terms of your Poshmark business, or maybe if you're on other platforms too, how was it for you overall? Was it a good year? Was it a bad year? Was there anything that was really a highlight that stood out to you that you want to talk about? Definitely comment that down below. I'd be really curious to hear. And also, make sure you stick around because I'm going to be having a couple new videos this year that are going to have some really helpful information going forward for Poshmark. And if you want to see any specific videos, I know a couple of you have requested haul videos, or, you know, what brands I pick up at the Goodwill. So let me know if there are any videos that you would like me to do in this new year. I would love to hear those requests down below. I will do my best to, you know, cover your requests in videos if I can, if I think they're going to be helpful for people. So definitely comment any ideas that you have down below that you would like me to implement. And also, if you want to see a video on how December was for me in terms of sales for the year, you can click right here. And if you want to see another video on features that you should be using on Poshmark that are going to really help you have more success on the platform, you can click right here. But until next time, I will see you then.